Hey friends, if you've tried to buy a property in Florida, especially a condominium, in the last few years, you may have run into some of the issues that are plaguing these properties and makes them fairly hard transactions to get closed a lot of times, surprisingly harder than you might think. And I've got a new listing here that's a great example of what to look out for when you're trying to look at properties out there and figure out, yes, do I like it? Does it check my criteria for what I'm looking for? But then the next big question is, can I get it closed? And if you're a financed buyer, these things can be surprisingly hard to pull off sometimes, especially in condo complexes. And I'm going to show you what it is that you need to keep an eye out for, and show you in this particular property here, those items are all in great shape and have been addressed and should make for a very easy transaction. But it's not always obvious when you're first starting your search. So part of the process when you buy a property and when you're financing it, you have to get it insured. And insurance down here the past 10 plus years has really gotten to be kind of a tricky thing to handle. And the insurance companies several years ago in the state of Florida, they came up with basically a standardized form to try to put together in a quick, easy read report, the life expectancy of the major systems that carry the highest insurance risk. And that's plumbing, electric, roof, AC, and windows. And those are things that during the course of a normal home inspection, they'll take a close look at that. You'll get a long multi-page report, but then they'll also issue what's called a 4-point report that gives the insurance companies an easy way of looking at these and checking the box and saying we can put an insurance policy on this property without incurring undue risk. I'm going to show you on this property here some of the things to look out for that are immediate red flags. So first of all, we're going to walk down here, and the electric panel box, the breaker box for this unit is inside. And this panel box has updated breakers. Some of these older properties, there's a few different brands. Federal Pacific is a big one that the insurance companies will not insure because there was class action lawsuits and the way they were designed. Properties are built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. It was fairly common to find those. This unit here does have the newer panel box that's been updated. So check that box. That's one thing that you won't have to work around when you're trying to get a deal closed and get it insured and get it financed. Another big one, hot water heaters. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've had a seller have to replace a hot water heater during a transaction because the insurance companies will not insure hot water heaters that are 15-ish years old. 15 years is the threshold they're looking for. I've seen some deals fall apart that they weren't even 15 years yet, and the insurance companies said, we're not going to write a policy until that hot water heater is replaced. Brand new hot water heater here in this unit. AC systems is another one. Insurance companies don't like to insure properties with older AC units. This one's a 2019, so you've got plenty of years left. Typically, you're looking at about 12 to 15 years of a life expectancy off of an AC unit. So again, checks that box. Plumbing. So a lot of these properties were originally plumbed with copper, or sometimes you run into some that were plumbed with a material called polybutylene. Insurance companies do not like polybutylene, and if it's an older system of copper, they don't like that either. This property has been replumbed. You can figure that out by taking a quick look under the sink. Typically is one of the easy ways to find it. If I come down here, I can spot this. We'll see if I can show you. And this right here is the newer material that you're looking for when these are repiped, and that one's been redone. I think that's a PEX product, which the insurance companies are okay with that. PEX, CPVC is not as common anymore. That's common older material as well. And then you've got Flex PVC pipe product as well that you'll find. The AC units, we've talked about that. The roof. This is a condominium complex. As in most condo complexes, the roof is maintained by the condo association. This roof was put on in 2021, so you don't have roof issues. Insurance companies don't like to insure anything that's got a roof that's more than 15 years old, and just like the hot water heaters, even if it's approaching 15 years, I've had some companies say they're not gonna get something, they won't insure something that is 10 plus years old as far as the roof is concerned. So this stuff gets kind of crazy, but it's the reality of the market. And if you can't get the property insured, then you're not getting your loan on it because the lender's going to want to make sure that there's an insurance policy in place. The other thing to look out for when you're looking at condo complexes, and this throws people sometimes, the lender has, if you're looking for a conventional loan that's like an FHA loan, like a government-backed loan, Condo complexes have to meet certain requirements to be FHA eligible. And some complexes are already on what's called an FHA approved condo list. They've already designated these properties as, once the lending underwriter sees it's on the list, it's an automatic check, you move forward. Sometimes I've got another deal I'm working on right now where we're having to go through the FHA approval process. It takes more time. There's some uncertainty involved in that, but this one's not the case. This particular complex is an older community. It's been here for quite some time, very well established, very little turnover. People love it here. And this checks the box for being an FHA eligible complex. And that is typically has to do with, they have some specific requirements that they want to know that there is, in terms of capital reserves, that the association maintains, which comes in from the dues that are paid. You'll find a lot of older complexes out there have gotten really behind. There's big assessments looming. They've not done a good job of maintaining their capital reserves for replacing roofs and redoing the streets, taking care of the exterior, the landscape, and all that kind of stuff. This particular complex here in Sandalwood Creek is very well maintained, financially very stable, and thus it allows it to be easy to get financing on. The other thing that pops up on FHA requirements for the association is it can be tricky to get a conventionally financed FHA-backed loan in a condo complex if the ratio of investor owners to owner occupants is too high. That's not the case here. This is, again, you've got a low enough ratio. I'm not sure what that threshold is, but this qualifies. And so these are all things that can cause deals to really stumble and really frustrate buyers. And if a seller's not aware of what's coming down the pipe, it can cause everybody to have a bad experience when they're trying to get a property sold. So this is a neat property. It's got, again, all these boxes are checked and should make a very easy transaction for somebody to come here and put an offer on it, get conventionally financed, and get a deal closed. If you want more information on this, drop me a text, email, DM, homing pigeon, whatever you want to do. Reach out to me. I'm happy to get you the information and on this or anything else out there in the Central Florida marketplace. Thanks a lot.